If you love collecting and reading comic books as much as I do, you are in the right place. I'm Comic Man Andy. Welcome to the Comic Cave. It's time to talk new comic book day. What did we pick up? What did we read? What did we pick up for the covers? What did we enjoy? And you in the chat live or on the replay, leave your comments down below for your picks of the week and what you guys really look forward to and enjoyed and what you're looking forward to next week. We are in the dog days of summer, right? And we ask ourselves this question: will things pick back up? Now, remember, it's not uncommon for comic books to slow down a bit throughout the summer. You get some more exciting news when school starts back up and kids get back into school. You start getting closer to fall, and you just kind of trudge through the summertime, so to speak. Lots of people are out enjoying their summer, going out camping, going to the beach, going to the lake, going to wherever. So it seems like the producers and publishers have put a lot of their eggs into that basket outside of summer, right? So will things pick back up? Remember, this is the post-COVID era that we're in, and what's going to be happening now this summer. Is anything new going to be changing? Is it going to be approached in a different manner or a different way? I don't know. I'm here to say maybe there are a lot of people out there like me who are feeling a little ready for something new and something fresh. Yes, we got Void Rivals. Yes, we got some other good stuff. There's always Star Wars out there. DC puts out some good stuff. But I can't be the only one feeling like comic books are a little lacking lately, right? I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. We'll do our usual new comic book day show. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm gonna keep it a little short tonight. Injured myself this weekend walking a new dog that we adopted, and you guys know we have a couple of dachshunds, wieners that we've had for 10 years. I'm used to walking around a wiener, so to speak. And now with a 65-pound full-size or medium-sized dog, I'm not used to it and pulled a muscle in my leg, and it has been it's been a difficult week. Walking, sitting, getting around. This muscle in my leg is just right where everything touches and moves, and it's been a rough one. It hurts to sit in any chair. So we're gonna do our usual thing, and if the vibes keep flowing, we'll go like we usually do and do 2 rounds. But let's see who's hanging out in the chat tonight, who's here. There's lots of great content out there. Don't be afraid, if you're a moderator, to drop some links in the chat. Let's help grow the community. Share the channel links out. Share some of the new content that you guys are dropping. We could talk about that as well. GT Key Comic hanging out early in the chat. Hey, good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here last night and tonight. Aggressively relaxing. What is up, brother? Happy new comic book day. Great to see you, man. I can't wait to hang out with you at a con again. Comics for Cheap. What is good, man? Thanks for being here. I just missed you over in North Carolina for Heroes Con. I saw you posting pictures, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go down there and see him on the next day. And I think you bailed a little early. We'll catch you on the next con, man. Kenneth Bird, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hi to everybody here tonight. Good energy flowing. Trev, the shipping guru, what is up, man? Thanks for being here. Time to get in the gym. Yeah, I mean, like literally, spent the last 10 years walking 2 12-pound dachshunds who don't like walking more than half a mile or so. And then we get a 65-pound dog that we adopted at about a year and a half old puppy. That dog's wanting to pull everywhere, not used to it. And then when they see another dog in another yard, they're bolting. And when she bolted Sunday on me, I planted my feet and I'm like, all right, we've got this, a little tug of war action. I've been here before as a kid. I am no kid anymore. And I tell you what, if I didn't pull something, if not teared something in my leg, and it's been the worst. Enough about me and aches and pains. John knows everything about getting old. Way to throw you under the bus there. Miss hanging out with you two, man. We do need to do a greatest comic book show ever again sometime and get the crew back. The hilarity in that chat every day, every week is still hilarious. We should plenty of material to draw from there. Absolutely. Glenn Smith, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. You're not that old, man. Either way, yes. So new comic book day, a nice, light, easy week. Like I said, dog days of summer. Some of you guys are going to yell at me and say, Andy, you need to be reading X, Y, Z, and ABC. And I don't disagree with you. It's one of those things we set out for the year to keep a budget of about $50 a week for comic book day. And we're not doing too bad. Granted, I do need to cut back on some other things. And maybe that's a New Year's topic or a New Year's resolution for next year. Either way, we're going to dive right into this, because we have more than comics to show and talk about tonight, and we're already 5 minutes in. But Ribbon Queen #2 from AWA. This is going to be a fun one, recommended by a friend of mine at the LCS, Garth Enos, Jason Burrows, or Jason maybe? Yeah, if it's pronounced. I butcher names all the time. Not going to be the first one, not going to be the last time. AWA, I enjoy what AWA has been putting out, and this one looks pretty fun. And that's for Independence. I didn't even put them in order this week. We had fun over on the Comic Vets channel for New Comic Book Day and got done over there just a little bit ago. And then we got into the rhyme. We got into the Vine. No, we got into the fold of just like YouTube Shorts. We're having fun pack rip, and we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. We just uploaded a pack rip about 10 minutes ago for that 1992 Punisher Guts and Gunpowder set. So if you guys know where the channel is and you can find the shorts button, or you can scroll through a whole slew. Now it's like this whole series of pack rips for that, which is awesome. We're on to Marvel and Star Wars Dark Droids Bounty Hunters. Number 37 is out. And if you guys know me, you know I love Star Wars. And even more than I love Star Wars, I love Star Wars droids. So this is fun. And probably my favorite cover of the week, the Alex Maleev variant for Bounty Hunters 37. This did have a 1 in 100 variant. I don't know if my shop got it, but it did not end up in my box. And Bounty Hunters 37, I don't know that my shop would even order 100 copies of this. And if they did, somebody else got the variant, and either way, or it showed up damaged and nobody got it. But who's ordering 100 copies of Bounty Hunters 37 right now as an LCS? Maybe Midtown, maybe some of the other big places. Either way, we didn't get it. This is going to be the Virgin variant, Alex Maleev 1 in 100 of this. That's going to be a cover. This Jango Fett cover is phenomenal. We're going to be looking for that on the low, whatever, in 2, 3, 4 months time. Those Star Wars 1 in 50s, 1 in 100s, those high ratio variants that they ask $100, $150 for right on the get-go, easily 50, 60% lower 3 to 4 to 5, 6 months later on secondary market somewhere. So we're going to do that. We're going to play that game and look for that book much later and try to get a graded copy for really cheap for the collection. And there's a slew of Bounty Hunters covers, variants. Rune Singh, number 37, cover price variant. Now it's the Clone Wars anniversary. The 40th anniversary, probably hitting with the best anniversary variant cover out of this 40 issue series or 40 cover series. Little Anakin. See, I told you it's been a rough week. A little Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker action right there. Number 31 out of 40 for the anniversary variants. Bounty Hunters 37 again with cover price variant. And on to we're just going to zip through these last couple and hit up the chat again really quick. Like I said, we might cut it a little short, but we've got a pile of stuff, just a pile of stuff here I want to go through that's going to be cool. Mandalorian 3. Who's reading the Mandalorian books? I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not even reading the Mandalorian books. I'm picking them up and setting them aside for my son when he wants to read them because we are enjoying the show as a hangout on the weekends. Mandalorian Season 3, we're ordering them. We're asking for all of them, all covers, all printings, all whatever from the LCS. Now we're not getting the additional printings, to be honest with you. I cut that out last year. Issue 3, I love cover A. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more, but we're not just going to dump and run. Okay. The movie / show variant, whatever they want to call these, that little clip scene out of the show. Cover B, I think. I love the colors on cover B. This looks really good. And then they did do a Dotson 1 in 25, and it's nice to grab that for $5 under ratio. So why is Mandalorian 3 something we should be talking about a little bit? I am not known as a spec channel, but I am a person that speculates on comic books because I want to buy my comic books as cheaply as affordably now or later without paying high secondary prices or even high market prices on New Comic Book Day. Mandalorian episode 3, season 2, episode 3, or issue 3. This is being labeled as the first standard comic book appearance of Bo-Katan Kryze and Wolves, and there's 2. The other 2 Mandalorians, whether the names are escaping me at the moment. Koska Reeves and something Wolves, if I remember correctly. So first standard comic book appearance of Bo-Katan Kryze. Is that something people are going to go crazy over right now? Probably not. I mean, there's the Shipyards of Doom. One of the collected edition books, I think it was Dark Horse, has this first book appearance, or the first appearance of Bo-Katan Craze, and that's the book that took off and skyrocketed for quite a while. A lot of people are priced out of 9.8s. A lot of people are priced out of 9.6s, and we're waiting for the market to come back down on that book to grab a copy if you're trying to get one, and wait for more to come to the market. So why is this something that I think every Star Wars fan that is a comics fan as well should be paying attention to? This is keep an eye out, and just keep an eye on the prices. If you're waiting to buy these and look for the dip, just wait for the dip. If there's going to be the dip now or the dip later, keep an eye on it. I'm not saying go out and grab this book right now, right this second. I'm not advocating you do anything other than what you want to do. But as a Star Wars fan, that's something to pay attention to, right? First standard comic book appearance of Bo-Katan Craze. This also has a variant that I don't think I've seen anybody talk about. And we are going to pull it up right now. And we're going to share the screen before we get back into the chat. This is something that I am wrestling with quite difficultly, quite a bit right now at the moment. Mike Mayhew. There it is. All right. So Mike Mayhew did a variant for this. And it is, ooh, this is going to be another one of those where I've got to stop and look. And Star Wars. It was hard to find to begin with. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I almost had to stop and search it specifically. Man, he's got a lot of Star Wars variants. High Republic, Mandalorian 2, Mandalorian. Here we go. All right. So this is, nope, that's season 1. There we go. Season 2, issue 3. So I think this is my cover pick of the week. This is, and I don't buy store variants. I'm not a store variant purchaser anymore. I mean, I support variant artists. I support variant reseller, not the variant retailers. The problem is my budget doesn't support all of them. And this is honestly my cover pick of the week is the Mike Mayhew store variant, web store variant, first standard comic book appearance of Bo-Katan Craze. It's something that I'm going to pay attention to, and I'm struggling with buying this. My heart says, don't buy this right now. My wallet says, hey, you got a couple extra bucks, grab a copy and get one graded for the collection before they become unobtainium. We don't know that they're going to become unobtainium and be priced out. I will say this. I've seen people reselling or attempting to resell this 2 cover set that goes for $40 on Mike Mayhew's website for like $70 or $80 on eBay. I'm already seeing asking prices for this. I don't think they're successfully selling. What I'm saying is go support the artist if you really want this. This is what I'm considering doing, buying a trade and a virgin set here and to shoot the dice and throw them out to get graded and hope for a 9.8. This is my this is a dope cover for the first standard comic book appearance of Bo-Katan Craze. This screams CGC, this like signature. I would go get a signature on this from Katie Sackhoff if I could. I like this cover a lot. I'm going to be paying close attention to this. I'm also going to be paying closer attention to all of the covers of Mandalorian season 2, issue 3, because if it's the first standard comic book appearance cover or first standard comic book appearance of Bo-Katan Craze, it could be a bit of a sleeper, right? Like, you look for good covers, you look for good content, you look for first appearances and find if there's going to be some legs on the long term. This could be a sleeper for quite a long while, and that's good because that gives us buying opportunities over time. And if this doesn't sell out on Mike's website in a week or 2, I'm probably going to grab a set. I'm probably going to fold and grab a set. I'm trying to make sure that I don't do it right now and don't let FOMO get the best of me, because honestly, I need that $40 in the gas tank for next week for work, or I need that $40 for groceries for next week. You know, it's the end of the month. The beginning of the month starts Friday, and if anybody that is paying bills right now, the beginning of the month is one of the most important things when it comes to paying bills. You got to pay your bills on time, and you don't want to fall short on those, and you don't want some comic books preventing you from staying caught up on your bills. That being said, that is a cover I really do want, and it's like I made a promise to myself not to get too crazy into the variant game again, because I have more than I can process and handle here now as it is, and more than I can even send off to CGC. I can't even afford to send all of these books off to CGC and get them graded. talking hundreds and hundreds of books. And I'm not the person to turn around and post it and sell them all on eBay. I just don't really have that time. I don't have that time or the commitment really, and the drive to be a retailer to the fashion that I can churn books to get money back. I had some fun in the last 2 years, and I'm definitely interested in trading and selling a book here and there to kind of fund the hobby and help itself like everybody else in the community is. But the the reality of it is that the time that I did spend selling comic books, you end up chasing your tail. You sell $200 worth of comic books, you turn around and buy 100, 150, and you hope that you can kind of you end up chasing books. I don't want to chase books. I want to chase books because they're my grails, because they're something that's difficult that we love that we want to keep. That's what I'm doing. That's the passion for me. So the last year or two where I was doing some things on Whatnot or eBay, and I still have a short box account where I occasionally post books to help pay for grading fees. That's still a thing. Just I'm not committed to being a retailer. It's just not my gig. It's just not my thing. And that's not what this show is about today. But what I'm saying is that's why I have to shake that feeling of buying a copy or two of an exclusive to get graded. Because what am I going to do with it? Am I going to sell it? Not that one. I'm gonna hold on to those and do a signature series. Who Dat Comics is in the chat, and Who Dat knows all about getting Star Wars signatures, bro. And I think, Who Dat, let's pull that back up. I don't know if you were here and saw that, but this is what I'm struggling with right now this week is we're talking Mandalorian issue 3, season 2, being dubbed the first standard comic book appearance of Bo-Katan Kryze. And remember, her first appearance is in one of those collected editions from Dark Horse or whoever released those. I can't remember if it was the Shipyards of Doom or if it was the other one, but we're priced out of that. I'm priced out of that book, Who Dat, at a 9.8, like 2-3 grand, whatever the asking price is. So this could be a bit of a sleeper hit. Not many people are talking about or paying attention to these released issues because the show is already done and gone. And these are just the show in comic book format. Everybody's seen the show. There's not a lot of excitement to read this. This could be a bit of a sleeper hit. I don't know. Don't do what I don't listen to what I'm saying and don't do anything with your wallet or your budget or your comic book collection because of what I say. Just it's about educating each other, right? This is what I'm doing. I'm walking you through my process and some of the things that I'm struggling with. And Who Dat, let me pull this up. It's a Mike Mayhew store variant. I'm getting really good at spelling Mayhew now. Mandalorian season 2, because we can get there quicker if we do it correctly. And voila, there we go, brother. And Who Dat, this is kind of, I'm going to ask Who Dat's advice because he's a big Star Wars fan and collector and he grades a lot of books too. And he's in that same boat where it's like, do you send stuff off for grading and signatures? I think this is my cover pick of the week, Who Dat, is that if it's, being dubbed, I'm not dubbing it. Other people are calling it the first standard comic book appearance of Bo-Katan Kryze. And here is a effing phenomenal cover. Mike Mayhew killed it with this cover for Bo-Katan Kryze. And this right here is like, I want one of these in my back pocket if there's ever a Katie Sackhoff appearance or whatever here around the Great Lakes region and the signature is affordable. I think that would be a killer experience to do that. We had so much fun with the Ashley Eckstein experience and Matt Lantern experience with getting the Clone Wars 1 sign. I think it would be phenomenal to hook back up with the State of Comics guys, Peter and Ryan, to do a signature series event with Katie Sackhoff if she's ever on the area. So I'm going to sit on this for a week or two so that I'm not making any irrational choices or decisions and hope that it doesn't sell out and hope that I don't have to go to eBay to pick up a double. I mean, people are asking $75, $80 for the Virgin and the trade in one set. I know a couple of other friends did order a set and they're like, yeah, this is a pretty good cover. I like it a lot. Like I said, Who Dat, this is kind of where I'm at. I saw that Mando cover and the Ahsoka cover too, but I'm like you, holding off on buying. Yeah, I don't know. Mayhew's not. I mean, $15 for a trade exclusive store exclusive trade. That's not terrible. That's kind of in line with where we've been in the last year or two. I don't think that's crazy to ask $15 for a killer cover like that, and then $40 for the Virgin and the trade in a set. That's kind of where my head is. If you're going to get a signature from Katie Sackhoff, I would probably have each of them signed and kind of pony up for that. But like we talked about, signing events aren't cheap, right? You're $40 for these 2 books plus shipping. Grading for each book, let's just throw a round number out there and say grading for 2 books plus shipping there and back. Let's call it like $80. So you're at $120 there. 2 signatures from Katie Sackhoff. She's probably going to charge $200 to $250 a signature. You're looking at a crisp $600 bill to get 2 books signed, graded, and pressing. Don't forget pressing and cleaning if you're doing that, and then getting them shipped back. I love Star Wars. I really like Bo-Katan Craze. I really love this cover, but do I $600 love it for this set for the collection? No, that's my answer. I don't $600 love it. Now, if you're talking Ahsoka for the Ahsoka Sanctorum on the wall, that's a little bit different story there. That's why we did what we did for that. That's where I'm with Houdat. I'm going to wait on this and hope that they're still available in a week or two after another paycheck and after the bills are paid for the first of the month. I really think Mayhew killed it with that cover. I really do. I really, really enjoy that, and I just hope they're available later on. So that's the books. Let's get back into this chat. I apologize for not getting with the chat or staying with the chat, but I like kind of freestyling and talking about how I feel and what's going on when it comes to comic books, because I know a lot of you guys out there feel the same way. Whether it be I'm feeling a little bit down because comic books seem a little bit boring and I'm a little bit burnt out. It's the dog days of summer, right? That's been a thing every year for as long as I can remember in comic books. And I'm kind of waiting for that next exciting thing. Yes, we got Void Rivals. Yes, we got some cool stuff from DC. Maybe I was just really spoiled in 18, 19, and 20 with like Something Is Killing the Children dropping and some of the other series that just lit off and we just had a blast with, you know what I mean? Maybe I got spoiled a little bit. Maybe I need to rethink my perspective and how I feel about new comic books coming out and trim back to just cover A's and just stick with my reading for another year or two. We'll see. I do know that collecting variant covers is fun. It's just dangerous financially when you start getting into some of these things. Like Boom Studios still does a massive amount of covers, and I'm that kind of person where I have a hard time buying just 1 or 2 variants. I get that bug where I want to, and it's maybe a little bit of FOMO, and it's a little bit of collecting phenomenon, but collecting niche. It's just the what do we call it? And again, when you're collecting all of them, you know what I mean? When you want all covers, it's the completionist collector in me. That's what we're going for. I'm looking for that completionist collector in me. Doesn't always mix well with my budget and with my storage space and with everything else. I can't be a completionist collector on everything, and I've only allowed myself to do that with one title still this year, and that's Something Is Killing the Children. And even that title, I've wrestled with the, hey, remember to cut back to cover A, and I forget. And it's my guilty conscience a little bit saying, don't, just let it go. Just forget about it because you're going to want the next cover. You're going to love it. And sure enough, a banger cover comes out and I'm in love with it. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't end that down to cover A or drop it down to cover A, because then I wouldn't have this. But it's like, what am I really doing with any of those? I need to come up with a plan to either grade those or set them aside and do something with them so I can enjoy them instead of just sitting over here in a pile or in a box at the moment. But let's get back to the chat here. Again, thank you everybody for being here for New Comic Book Day. Like we said, it's dog days of summer. We've taken some time off in the summer and we've kind of chilled and kind of relaxed. And now I want to get back hard to the paint again and be here every Wednesday for everything and kind of share how I'm feeling and how I'm, how I'm doing with comic books and see if you guys can relate. That's why I do this. That's why this is here. This is my doorway into the community, to be a part of the community and to find the people that relate with how I feel and how I read and some of the things that I like. I need to be a better reader around all the different publishers, and I need to get back into some DC stuff. That's going to be a goal that I'm setting. Like we said, let's get back into the chat. Yeah, Comics for Cheap was here. Yeah, missed you at the con, man. 23, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Aggressively Relaxing says, my New Year's resolution every year is to be a better Andy Samberg fan, but I always fail. Still haven't watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think I watched like the intro to Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I just don't like his style of comedy in that specific show. So I never finished watching it. Lots of people saying hi. Dude, Brooklyn Nine-Nine's freaking hilarious. You're doing yourself a disservice. Comics by the Bay. What is up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Technically, it's Luke and Anakin. Yes, one. Dgar, good to see you, man. Talking about cards. Yes, this is something I will get into because I'll do that as we continue to work our way down the chat. Is I've, I bought a lot of cards growing up as a kid from the probably more in the later 80s. I started like 87, 88, 89 baseball cards and got into basketball cards in the 80s. Missed the Jordan rookie era though in the Fleer, and got into some football cards for a hot minute. Jerry Rice was I collected a lot of Alonzo Mourning, Jerry Rice. Um, a lot of the headliners from the late 80s to the mid 90s. I collected a lot of those, and I just I never got back into them when I left and got busy with a job and then left for the Marine Corps. And this is something that pack ripping is not as near and dear to my heart as comic books are, but this is always kind of a fun bug to chase a little bit, right? You crack a pack, you rip it, you check it out, and you enjoy it. But the fun thing is this has been fitting pretty good in YouTube Shorts. I record 5, 6, 7, 8 packs. I upload 1 or 2 a day. I'm having fun with it. More importantly is the licensing and everything they have for the audio. Is there some great tunes from 1992, the same year as the Punisher Guts and Glory set was released, that you can upload along with that pack, and it's just kind of like a little 45, 55, 60-second rehashing of 1992. And that's kind of fun, kind of reliving your childhood a little bit. But as an adult, there are some freaking really cool sets out. Topps Chrome Star Wars stuff is always banger. Got a couple of blaster boxes really cheap. Found the last 2 in town at Target and grabbed them. And we're going to be doing those soon. I got 1 blaster box or 1 hobby box left of the 2021 Chrome Mandalorian, I think it was, that we got lucky and found a couple of boxes of those. I got 1 of those left. So we're cracking the Punisher 1992 box, the Guts and Gunpowder. I think we're almost halfway through that. And then when we get done with that, we're going to move on to some great Star Wars stuff. And there's a Chrome Garbage Pail set that a new series that dropped, Series 6, I think, dropped. Those boxes are only those hobby boxes are only like $60. That's pretty cool bit of pack ripping to do, and upload them a couple a day or 1 at a time and just kind of have some fun with some music. And I've kind of found a igniting of interest when it comes to content creation a little bit. Am I creating something mind-blowing? No, I'm kind of creating something fun that I'm enjoying, that I hope other people are enjoying. So if you guys want to take the time to head over to the Shorts banner in the channel, or just click over to Shorts and look, there's a whole slew series from the box ripping open to all the way to pack 15 right now. And they're 60 seconds. They're actually like 45 seconds of reel. I cut them kind of short. And just have fun with some of the tunes. That's a good time. It's a good time, and maybe drop some ideas in there for other card sets or other tunes. That'd be kind of cool. I'll admit I was irritated the Mandalorian books were just a retelling of the show. I am as well. I really think that they have really missed an opportunity to write something new for the Mandalorian, or fill in some spots in between. Like, not call it filler. Like, you don't have to have it filler. But you could take the season 1 or 2 or 3, and in between some of the episodes, I guess that's technically what you call filler, but you can have some sort of a story in between that. It doesn't have to be a blank spot in between each episode, or it doesn't have to be neatly meshed together. I think they're missing a really good opportunity to write original content with the Mandalorian in the comic books and have them weave into the show, because that's the crossover event that we want as fans. We don't want a crossover event where we're buying an underselling book to read to cross over with the story because Marvel wants to prop up an underselling about all this other shit. Tie in with the show without actually copying the show, and give us a reason to read the books when the show's not on. That gives us a reason to be excited for the show when it does come back. That's the fucking opportunity of a lifetime right there, if they could get their shit together and figure it out. Not saying like my idea is like, or they're not saying, I'm sure plenty of other people thought of that, and maybe they already did and couldn't do it. I don't know, but I'll be honest with you. That's what Star Wars fans want when it comes to the books and to the comic books and the other stuff being woven more into the show. And I'm sure the books do a better job of that. I would hope the books do a better job of that. I haven't read enough of them. Same AR, I dropped it. A lot of people have dropped it. A lot of people have dropped it, and that's why I'm saying pay attention. If this is being dubbed, and if this is actually gonna be the first first standard comic book appearance of Bo-Katan Kryze, was this under ordered? Was it ordered heavily? I'm sure it was printed heavily. It's Marvel and it's Mandalorian. It's got to be printed pretty well. But if people aren't going to pay attention to it for a year or two, and this could be something, I don't know. I don't know. Use speculation however you want to use it when it comes to comic book. I'm telling you, the best part of speculation is paying less for comic books and building your collection over time affordably within a budget and having it be worth more. And some people are like, well, you should never worry about what your collection is worth as a comic book reader and collector and fan. And I'm like, why not? Why not? You tell me. It's like, I don't want to compare apples to oranges, but people don't buy stuff and then just not worry about its value, to the intrinsic value or monetary value. That's kind of half the point. Is pay attention to that in case you got to insure your collection. You pay attention to that in case you've got to replace parts of your collection. I pay attention to that in case my 6-year-old rips the cover off and I want to make sure that I get a replacement copy for the same price and or less than what I paid for it. And there's a lot of us out there that keep Excel spreadsheets that tally that stuff. It's not that we place monetary value over the value of the intrinsic value or the reading value or the art value over. It's just, that's a part of collecting for a lot of people and a lot of us. And people that tell you that they don't care about the monetary value of a book, ask them why they dig through dollar bins. Because they don't want to pay full price for some books and they want a good deal. That's no different. It's just the other freaking flip side of the coin. Call me out. Tell me you don't like me for saying that. I'm being dead honest. People that say that it's bullshit to worry about the monetary value of the book, or bullshit that comic book speculators are bullshit. If you're digging through a dollar bin, you're a speculator. If you're digging through a dollar bin, you care about the monetary value of a book because you want to pay $1 for it. And that's okay. And so is buying comic books on New Comic Book Day for $3.99 or $4.99. And there's no wrong way to collect a book. And people that say there is a wrong way to collect a book, they're entitled to that opinion. We're all entitled to our opinions. And this is why I love doing the Wednesday show and just talking. It's not about this, that, or the other. It's just, there you go. I love the show, but didn't do any Mando comics. I think this is, for me, is a really good bridge with my son and I. As he's learning more to read. That's my justification for picking up the series. And they've been responsible with the variants, in my opinion, more responsible than Boom. So it's kind of been easier to pick them up. And a lot of them been cover price either way. Bo showed up as a variant cover on Dr. Aphra. Also, yeah, that was her first standard comic book cover appearance that a lot of people have not paid a lot of. There's been attention paid to it. Don't let me say that. I don't want to remove credit where credit is due on that. But that book barely blipped a little bit with Bo-Katan Kryze showed up on The Mandalorian. Blipped a little bit, but can still be found extremely cheaply for a killer character, live action Star Wars character, and it's Katie freaking Sackhoff. Like, you can tell me all the social media buzz going around about seeing her choo-choo walk across the screen. There's a cult fan following of Katie Sackhoff and a Star Wars fandom following her. And you know what I mean? It's just, it's that Sprouse anniversary variant with the gold border. I think the gold border does more to hurt the cover overall, kind of takes away from it. And I think a lot of people are kind of detracted by that gold border. I don't mind it, but I think that kind of hurts it hurts the drive for that book with a lot of collectors. I just think it's a cover that people just kind of said, it's okay, and then walked away, you know. Comics by there. A lot of people still saying hi. We're still early in the chat as we play catch up here. Clone Wars set registries. Yes, please do, brother. We are number 2, and the person ahead of us at number 1 is at number 1 because obviously they have everything. I mean, there's the retailer incentive variant for issue 1 is going to be something that we're going to have to look for a high grade raw copy on the low after the show. Probably it could be probably 3 to 5 years before we get that book. I'll be honest with you, that's a long play for us. I hope you're able to get one if you don't have one already, and if you do have one already, congratulations. But like the first Bo-Katan Kryze is in that registry set in that book, and 9.8, I think people are asking $2 or $3 grand for that. The last 4 books that I'm looking for are like unobtainium First Bo-Katan craze in the collected edition in a 9.8, 2 or 3 grand. The retailer incentive for Ahsoka in a 9.8, people are asking like $5, $6, $7,000 for. It's just not something that we can just walk down the street and pick up and throw cash at it. It's insane. So I'll forever probably be at number 2 and never really complete that set. And it's sad because I was really going for that Clone Wars thing, thinking it was just going to be issues 1 through 12 plus the retailer incentive, and eventually get that. But not the case. Issue 5 also has a celebrity signature variant with Matt Lantern. That was some signature event. Those 1 or 2 of those pop up, but they're $400, $500, $600, like way overpriced. Last sale on that book was, I think, like 250-ish or 200-ish or 209. I can't remember. Tony Fix, brother. Blue Green Artifacts. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Izzy Verse, I hope you're feeling better, brother. It sucks not feeling good. I tell you, man, I feel you. I hope you're feeling better soon. I have been on a grading freeze myself. I'll speak to that a little bit. It's not because I don't want to get books graded, but because I don't have the time to put into that retailer side of getting stuff out and gone and pricing them at really good prices and moving them. I don't really have that available. I don't want to take away my family time to move books right now through the summer, because it's been the summer. We want to do family things. That there's no money coming in to support the grading of books. And I have failed the community with the monthly CGC unboxings that I had planned, because CGC spit out my first 6 month, 7 month plan. They spit out all of those books in the first 12 weeks of the year. I was sitting on boxes of CGC books just waiting, trying to schedule them for like a month. Like just sitting here waiting for like a month, and I'm like, this isn't going to work out. This is too much, too fast. And I had to get through paying those things with no money coming in to pay for them. And now there's no money coming in at all. And I'll be honest, I don't have a lot sitting here. I don't have a stack of Silver Age keys or other really cool books that I think I would love for the collection to get graded right now. I have a lot of variants that I do want to get graded, but it's one of those things where it's like, is it worth the time, energy, and money to pay to get them graded if they're only going to be worth $30, $40, $50? Those are books that I'd rather just pick up off of eBay for that price, pre-graded, pre-done in a 9.8, so I don't have to spend $40, $50, $60 on a book and have them come back in 9.6. That's kind of the internal tug of war. So it's like, I don't want to be on a grading freeze. I just can't afford to grade 10, 20 books a month right now. You got to figure it's the average cost for grading, shipping back and forth, grading, pressing and cleaning, shipping there, shipping back. I think you got to bump that number up to like $55, $60 a book now, after all of the increases in shipping and receiving, and all the increases that CGC did recently, and the increases in pressing and cleaning a book too. Now, Gary at Impressive Comic Books has not increased his prices. We still use Gary for pressing and cleaning. I've got to get better at contacting and communicating to Gary. I spoke to him last week. I said, I'm struggling right now, man, and I'm working to figure something out. That being said, my commitment to the community to do graded comic book giveaways, the box is still here for the giveaways. So I think we just need to schedule a hangout where we do a giveaway to the community and we talk about what's going on a little bit and just give back. That's still a fun time. That's still a fun time. I think that's something that I need to make happen this Friday, next Friday, very soon here. School's back in session, so there's a little bit more time to figure things out each day. And instead of focusing on having to have an unboxing to get to the giveaway, let's just get to the giveaway and be a part of the community and give back. Jolly Mole said, it's a boy. It's a boy. What did I miss? We adopted a very adorable 1-year-old pit bull terrier mix last week named Junie, and I just wish I would have posted a picture on National Dog Day. It's a girl for us, and she is sassy, and she is adorable, and she's lovable, and she's fitting right in. The Dachshunds, on the other hand, are a bit of a challenge. We spent 4 weeks training them before we adopted her, 3 weeks maybe, and now we're still in a little bit of training. Everybody's fitting in really well. There's still a little bit of grumbles here and there, a little bit of toy sharing issues that we're working through, which is fine and dandy, although we are in love. Pay attention. Don't listen to me. Don't let me tell you what to do. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, I'll post pictures there eventually of Junie. This dog is so sweet, and I can't believe that she had gone without a home for 8 months. She also has a cover first. Yep, and we were just talking about that, man. Izzy, Matt, everybody saying I have 20 books that need to get graded, just not doing it. I think a lot of people are on the. Don't forget the hurricane's going on down there. Why ship books to CGC right now with the hurricane warning they did? And I didn't even bother to read the email. I just saw it and I'm like, yep, I wouldn't be sending books either way. Mando covered the Ahsoka cover too, but I'm like you holding off on buying. Yep. Where'd you get that? Thanks for being here. Where'd you get that phenomenal? I love seeing your comments on the shorts, on the pack rips. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the shorts. I really, really do appreciate it. And even though I don't get to all the comments immediately that day on the shorts or on the YouTube stuff, know that I'm working to get to that as soon as possible. Tony says I still sell, but I shifted to magazines instead of comics. It's better to have the only copy of something on the market as a seller. I could see that, man. That's a good point. That would also, yeah, it would be an awesome double sign. Kate and Mayhew. That would be phenomenal. Mayhew is selling signed copies with the COA from his store Raw, and all of his CGC options have completely sold out of that book. That's why my brain kind of tickles a little bit about that book. If all of his CGC options have sold out for all the signatures on those books, damn, I don't even know when he opened up his store, but they're sold out already. I'm like, crap. What's up? Where'd you get that? Yes, thank you for being here again. 200 to 250 a signature. Holy, I'm just guessing because it's Katie Sackhoff. Katie Sackhoff was a decent, well, not she's a great human being, but she was on a celebrity list. She was a celebrity before even getting picked to play Bo-Katan Craze. And Ashley Eckstein was 160 or 175 at Motor City, and she was the voice actor for Ahsoka. Big deal. A huge deal when it comes to being a Star Wars fan and an Ahsoka fan. But I believe that the live action stars tend to almost double their prices for signatures. That's just kind of my guess. So I was kind of guessing 2 to 250. I've heard horror stories of some people going to see some actors from the movies out of the 80s and stuff like that, and they're like $400 or $500 a signature. There's some like, oh my god, they're charging you what for signatures? Insane. Sky's the limit with the character. Biggest show in the world and more to come. I'm with aggressively relaxing this with this. For my collection, I'm playing the long game when it comes to Star Wars, the very long game, like 10, 15, 20 years long game for the collection. That's why we worked so hard to fill in that niche for the Clone Wars 1 signature one as a gift to the wife for many different reasons, and also the Blue Label copy for the registry set, because I don't think that book's going to get cheaper over time. I think Clone Wars 1 is a blue chip modern book here on out and forward. It started becoming a blue chip book in the last year or two. And we'll be talking more about blue chip moderns in the future on this channel. And speaking of the future of Comic Man 80, Whack Comics, I am honored that I was asked and invited to do the 10 Whack questions with Whack Comics with Lee and his channel. And I cannot wait. You guys are going to absolutely one of the best times I've ever had with a friend in the comic book community when it comes to recording content. We had an absolute blast, and I can't wait for when Lee gets to that and drops that episode, that 10 questions with Whack Comics. And I'm telling you, the thumbnail, chef's kiss, the thumbnail. I am so over the moon with how the thumbnail turned out. I'm not spoiling it when it drops. I hope you guys love it because the idea just came together and Lee said this is brilliant and he loved it. And boy, did we destroy a book. We had a lot of, I can't wait. If you guys aren't watching Whack Comics, you need to be watching Whack Comics. And they just dropped the 10 questions with Dustin of Two Brothers Comics. And I'm watching that after this as we work on some more card collecting stuff and have some fun. Everybody make sure that you're following Whack Comics. And in fact, let me grab the Whack Comics YouTube channel link really quick because I want to make sure that you guys are following Whack and everybody's subscribed. Everybody's subscribed so you don't miss out on that. He's coming close to 2,000 subscribers, by the way. Absolutely epic. Make sure you guys are following Whack Comics. Here is the link to the YouTube channel. I don't want you guys to miss any of his 10 questions, 10 Whack questions, because they're a freaking riot. Lee, I love you, man. That was a blast. Totally fun time. I think that's in my top 4 or 5 adventures on YouTube / recording anything within the comic book community. I absolutely love it, man. Thank you so much. There's the link. Make sure you guys are following them. Dropping a quick hello. Thank you, J-Man. Our power is in and out. I hope you guys are all right. and everything is on the up and up for you guys tonight and tomorrow. Since the book is not high on demand, I suggest pick it up because print run might be lower than the norm. It's a variant, like where you're talking about the Mike Mayhew one, I'm guessing. It's a 3,000 print run, but the thing is, they list the 3,000 printed for the trade dress. How many were printed for the Virgin variant? I know Marvel doesn't always like doing Virgin variants for books, and maybe they're warming up to it because this one drops. But is it 3,000 of the trade and 3,000 of the Virgin variant then? I don't know. It's not listed. You don't know. So, like I said, I'm playing kind of the waiting game like who dat is. Transformers will hopefully hit it off, and G.I. Joe. Yes, sir. A lot of people still saying hi. Completionist. Yes, we're getting caught up there. Biggie Shaq, brother. Good to see you, man. Hey, everybody. And hey, Andy. Welcome to the chat tonight, man. So thank you so much for being here. Love me my Marvel cards. Izzy, when the spotlight is not on the Marvel cards as much and I can maybe snag some of those Marvel Masterpieces boxes for cheaper, I do want to rip some of those and collect those. I started, like I said, I started picking up more of these binders. I love these things and starting to get some of those sets as that I had as a kid. And I'm not going to buy the set complete. Let me rip some packs and kind of relive that love and that joy. A little bit at a time, right? I might even buy just individual packs on the cheap at cons when I'm start to pay attention to that when I'm at cons. When those kind of cool off, because I know a lot of people were going for those last year too. I did the same with 90s songs the year the cards came out. Dude, it's a blast. I absolutely love it. Brian LCS, thanks for being here, man. I am honored. I did not talk about that yet tonight, but the community has nominated this channel and this beard for Best Beard. The Comic Book Community Awards is Best Beard. Thank you so much for the nomination. We missed out last year to Bronze Age Nerd to a phenomenal facial do over there. We'll see what happens this year. I don't know. Kind of see what happens. I appreciate the nomination, everybody. Thank you so much. And I'll work more with the community and try to put out better content in time with a better PC build at some point. Maybe get a little bit more competitive with the community awards because that is a blast. That is a fun. More importantly, make sure you guys are getting in there and voting for the comic book community, the community comic book community awards. And there was so many channels on there. My favorite thing is you can go to the website and you can see the list of all the channels nominated and see all the other content creators out there in the spectrum in YouTube. And you can subscribe to everybody there, make it nice and easy. Lots of people saying hi. Phil, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. And I hope I didn't miss anybody that's coming in. Still chilling. Yep, I haven't been grading anything except things I want to keep recently. Yeah, that's fair, man. And we all kind of got a little burnt out when it comes to grading books. At least I did. Mitch, brother, long time no see. It's been a bit. Regards from Montreal. Grading is overrated. Thanks, brother. Good to see you, man. Mitch, man, I think you would really enjoy last night's episode about Ahsoka. We went for 2 hours. If you guys have not watched that, that's another thing. I'll drop that link right now in the chat here just to make it easy. If you guys haven't seen it, maybe you can bookmark it. We had an absolute blast last night talking Star Wars. What's kind of wrong with Star Wars over the last number of years? A little bit there. Not too much negativity, but a little bit. And there was some great debating going on between the guys. Here's the link for that. More importantly, we did circle back around. Don't drop out too early on that. We did circle back around. We talked about Ahsoka, what we love about Ahsoka, some of the things we noticed, some of the little Easter eggs, and the positivity that's coming out from the community about Ahsoka and a lot of social media is finally happening. Even don't listen to the doom and gloom that you're seeing on other YouTube channels about not enough views and not enough going on. We're enjoying it. We are. We really are. Yo, Patrick, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Wow, and that's the chat. We're caught up already. Lisa says voted. Lisa, thank you so much. Voting out in there in the Comic Book Community Awards. And that means we're in 48 minutes. Let's hit up the comic books again really quick because we could do that. Good vibes are rolling. There's still 12 people watching as people dip in and out. And then we'll end the tonight show. Ribbon Queen 2 from AWA. We picked that up. Garth Ennis read. Yeah, you're going to read a Garth Ennis read? Absolutely. Bounty Hunters Dark Droids, issue 37. We got all the books for that. Can we do a quick review of the new books this week? Yeah, we're rolling, buddy. Mind melding here, man. The Alex Maleev. If it wasn't for the Mike Mayhew variant for Mandalorian 3, the store variant, this would be my cover pick of the week here. They did a 1 in 100 of this. I did not see any available at my LCS. I also Did a cursory sweep of eBay today to see what people would be pricing the 1 in 100 at, and I have yet to find a 1 in 100 virgin variant of this. either not enough people ordered it, or the book didn't ship, or something. But usually there's somebody pre-selling one of these. Absolute phenomenal Malieve Django cover, and then the virgin variant is to die for, in my opinion. I'll be looking for that on the down low, whatever the kids call it nowadays, down on the hizzy later on in 4, 5, 6, 7 months, for as cheap as possible for the collection, and then probably add that to the grading pile a little bit, modern variant stuff. The Arun Singh Clone Wars, love the Clone Wars anniversary covers, and this means coming up soon we'll be getting that Ahsoka Clone Wars anniversary variant for, I think that's in the Dr. Aphra run, and that's one that a lot of people are talking about. And that one also has a 1 in 100 virgin variant from there. That one, I think so many people are talking about that there shouldn't be a hard time finding that cover. Then 31 of 40 of the 40th anniversary variants for bounty hunters here. This is the 40th anniversary for Return of the Jedi. This is a good 40th anniversary cover here. Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader going at it right in front of the Emperor. Digging that one. And then we've got another cover price variant. There we go. I just can't recall the cover, the character on the cover. Tar. Sorry. My fingers are always over the names for some reason. And then, like we said, we talked about Mandalorian Season 2, Issue 3, first standard comic book appearance of Bo-Katan Kryze, Koska. God, I did it again. And the 2 other Mandalorians with her. So a three first appearances, and a book that not a lot of people are picking up, probably not getting ordered a lot, and it's definitely not being talked about a lot at all. So I'm going to be paying close attention to this. I'm going to be paying close attention to the Mayhew web store variant, and they are the cover price variants there. Chapter 11, the Heiress, yep. And Killer Bee cover right here. Love the colors on that. Super cool. And the Dodson 1 in 25. Little Grogu action going on there, right? That's new comic book day that we picked up. Yes, I should be picking up stuff. And I did not pick up the Distillery book. Why did I not pick up the Distillery book? I was excited for a new publisher to release a new book on new comic book day. And I'm like, I'm going to check that out. I walk in the door. What did I see? Prestige format, $9.99. I don't want a prestige format book. And I definitely don't want to pay $9.99 for issue 1 on a book from a publisher. I get it. Quality. I do want quality in my comic books, but I don't want to have to sacrifice other comic books to afford a comic book that I'm not sure I'm going to like yet. $9.99 prestige format. Has that ever worked out for anybody in the last 5 years on an issue 1 on a series? Has Batman Damned? It's the only prestige format book that I can think about that a lot of people graded that might carry some value. I don't know. I just don't know that a lot of people care about prestige format books. There are some. Yes, the quality's good. Yes, you want to stand out on the shelf, but a prestige $9.99 priced book to open up to collectors seems counterintuitive in my opinion. I don't know. I'm not saying it's the right way. I'm not saying the wrong way. Hell, I'm not a publisher. I'm not a writer. I'm not a comic book creator. I don't know what's best. I do know that as a consumer of comic books, I'm not going to pay $10 freaking for an issue 1 that's a prestige format book. Where the hell am I going to put it? I'm going to have to put it on the shelf of my trade paperbacks, and because it's not as stout as a trade paperback, it's going to get damaged, or I've got to get it graded, or I've got to spend a whole bunch more money to get prestige format backer boards and bags and put those somewhere, and those are going to get lost in the mix because only one prestige format book comes out a month, or in that, you know what I mean? It just becomes a pain in the ass. Innovation, whatever. Standing on the shelf, cool. Shelf presence, retailers want that. Quality, they want that. I've heard Taylor Winder said it felt good in the hands and it was really a high quality book. That's not enough for me. That's not enough to get my $10 for that book. Now, if you did a standard comic book size book at a standard price with high quality pages and high quality cover and wanted to charge $5.99 or $6.99, okay, now you're talking. Now I'm going to flip through that and I'm going to grab it. But if you're going to put $9.99 on there and make a prestige format, I'm not even going to open the book. I'm just not going to open the book. And somebody's going to comment down. I hope somebody comments down below and says, Andy, you're an idiot. That's fair. Let's talk about it. I'm just not going to spend $10 on a prestige for my book. That's enough about me rambling. And the last couple items, like I said, some pack ripping coming up. Star Wars Chrome 2023, Topps Chrome. Looking forward to getting into these once we finish the Punisher Guts and Gunpowder set. We're almost halfway done with that, so it could be another 4 or 5 days or a week. The little hobby boxes or the little blaster boxes found super cheap at Target, which was awesome. Only found 2 in town anywhere. And pickup of the week, $32 on eBay. It was like the last cheap Chopper, and I am absolutely in love with Chopper. The Chopper, my man, war criminal or war, yeah, you know what I mean. And if you haven't watched Ahsoka, you haven't watched Rebels, you haven't watched Clone, you need to watch it. You need to watch it. Chopper is worth the time. I'm just telling you right there. Good stuff. I am going to get back with the chat here in just a second, but after this show, I'm going to get back to filling up this set. One box could almost complete a whole set, mind you, minus the chase cards. And then we're going to watch some content, some comic book community content, and kind of hang out for an hour before we go to bed. And then let's get caught up in the chat. Lisa said voted. Yes, absolutely. And there's your quick review of the books for the week. Stay chillin' said probably super rare with it being issue 37. That's what I'm talking about. Like Mandalorian season 2, issue 3. Not a lot of people talking about it. I don't know what was ordered. Probably not a lot. I don't see anybody really picking it up much or talking about it. I mean, the typical Star Wars fans out here in the community are grabbing it. Yeah. So that 1 in 100. I could probably never find an opportunity to buy that for less than $100. You never know, but that's the gamble I'm willing to play. Biggie Shack Brother, I think the facsimile went up. Yes, $7.99. And Biggie Brother, didn't they just do a facsimile of that last year? And they're doing a foil variant, I heard, I think at New York Comic-Con. Now that would be pretty dope. That would be kind of cool. If I was going to New York Comic-Con, I'd grab a copy of that and try to get it graded. Chopper freaking goes hard. Yes, absolutely. Speaking of going hard, we're going to go hard out into the night. What? And you guys know how we do it, right? Thank you, each and every one of you guys, for coming, staying, hanging out, and being a part of this channel, and being a part of the comic book community, and being a great human being. Thank you again. And you guys know how we're going to do this. I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch you on the flip side for the next one. And don't forget the YouTube shorts. We're dropping pack rips on there, having a blast. And stay for the tunes. If you don't like the pack rip, and listen to the tunes and drop some comments in there and say this would be good too. It'd be fun to get some opinions of other people, what other tunes would be good. Then next week, Comic News Weekly and new Comic Book Day content. We're going to slip some other content in here. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, support everybody else in the community, share your channels out there. Don't be afraid to drop your channel link in the chat. Even if you're not a moderator and I see you drop your channel link in the chat, we're going to make sure a moderator drops your channel link in the chat to help grow the community. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. Last couple of comments coming in. I knew it. $3 more. That's nuts. Yeah. It's $4.99 and 19. So maybe it wasn't last year, but $4.99. And now it's double, almost double. It's almost double. Mountain Peak Comics. Sorry, it's end of the show, brother. Please catch the replay. Leave a comment and see you guys on the next one. You guys know how we do this, right? I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go piggies out. I'm going to catch you on the flip side of the next one. Remember, the most important part all day, every day. Stay original. Take care of each other because we are all we have, and be a decent human being. Love you all. Have a great night.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
Excuse me while I change. The roller boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty.
Double up, double up, double up. The money I cut up.